Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. Today, we are diving deep into one of the most disturbing revelations to come out of Gauteng in recent months, the shocking findings of the newly released Gauteng Ethics Report. This report has sent ripples across South Africa, revealing alarming levels of unethical conduct, unchecked corruption, and systemic failure in the heart of one of the country's most critical provinces. According to the report, a staggering 37% of high-ranking government officials in Gauteng have been flagged as at high risk or have outright failed lifestyle audits. These audits, meant to cross-check public officials' declared income against their real-world spending and assets, have exposed deep-rooted discrepancies. Simply put, many of these officials are living far beyond their means. Mansions, luxury cars, lavish holidays, none of which can be explained by their official salaries. And while we've heard about corruption in government before, this report brings the rot into focus with hard data. It shows us just how embedded unethical behavior is, not only among a few bad apples but across the system. Procurement departments, financial management units, and senior decision-makers are implicated. These aren't isolated incidents, they're symptoms of a much deeper institutional illness. What's worse is that many of these officials have managed to hide in plain sight. Despite repeated warnings and prior investigations, there appears to be little consequence for living a lifestyle that clearly doesn't match one's public servant paycheck. And it's not just about money, it's about betrayal of public trust, misuse of taxpayer funds, and the ongoing sabotage of service delivery in communities that need it most. Let's not forget, Gauteng is South Africa's economic engine. It's home to Johannesburg, the financial capital, and Pretoria, the administrative capital. Corruption here doesn't just impact the province, it ripples across the country. Every cent lost to theft and fraud means less for housing, healthcare, schools, and crime prevention. In response to this damning report, Premier Panyaza Lesufi did not mince his words. He acknowledged the severity of the situation, calling the state of ethics in the provincial government grim and pledging that there would be consequences. But this isn't the first time we've heard such promises. What South Africans are demanding now is action, not statements. Premier Lesufi says there will be disciplinary action and stronger controls moving forward. But civil society is already losing patience. Organizations like the Gauteng Accountability Forum are calling for criminal charges, firings, and public disclosure of all implicated individuals. According to spokesperson Saifo Masiko, the integrity of public office must be safeguarded at all costs. Corruption not only robs citizens of essential services but also erodes confidence in the government. And he's absolutely right. But how did we get here? Let's take a step back. Lifestyle audits, while effective on paper, have historically been poorly implemented. Many government departments only conduct them sporadically, and even when red flags are raised, the process often stalls. Whistleblowers are ignored, or worse, silenced. Investigations are dragged out or abandoned. In Gauteng, the report shows that even with audits in place, 37% of top officials still manage to evade accountability. This suggests that the systems of oversight are either broken or actively manipulated. There are allegations that some officials found ways to shield assets under relatives' names, funnel income through shell companies, and receive payments through obscure bank accounts or via barter deals with shady contractors. These tactics make tracking corruption incredibly difficult, unless there's the political will to clean house. To combat this, the ethics report has proposed a few key measures. First, a dedicated, independent ethics monitoring body should be established. Not one that answers to politicians or party bosses, but one with real autonomy and teeth. Second, digital tracking systems for monitoring public servants' financial declarations and transactions are being suggested. This would allow for real-time red flags and automatic audits when inconsistencies appear. the report also urges for stronger protections for whistleblowers, who often risk their lives and livelihoods to expose corruption. We've seen too many cases where those who try to speak out against unethical behavior in the public sector end up being the ones punished, fired, harassed, or even assassinated. Make no mistake, the stakes here are enormous. When government officials steal or misuse public funds, they're not just breaking the law, they're breaking communities. That's why Gauteng's latest scandal isn't just a local issue, it's a national crisis. If corruption is this rampant in the wealthiest province, what does that say about oversight in more rural or under-resourced areas? Let's also talk about the political implications. The ANC, which governs Gauteng, is already under pressure ahead of the elections. Accusations of corruption have dogged the party for years, from state capture under Jacob Zuma to procurement scandals during COVID-19. This report adds another explosive chapter to an already volatile political narrative. The opposition parties, including the DA and EFF, are using this report to demand investigations, name and shame campaigns, and even special tribunals for public sector corruption. But if history is any guide, there's a real fear that nothing meaningful will come from this. Too many reports like this have come and gone. The Zondo Commission revealed billions looted through state capture, yet many implicated individuals still walk free. If Gauteng's provincial government fails to act decisively now, it risks joining that long list of missed opportunities for justice. So where does this leave ordinary South Africans? Frustrated, disillusioned, angry. Every time a report like this comes out, it reminds us that while some struggle to survive, others are using public funds to live like royalty. Until we start seeing arrests, asset seizures, and convictions, reports alone won't restore faith in government. But it's not all hopeless. Civil society is rising. Activists are demanding transparency. Young people are increasingly engaged in politics and pushing for accountability. And platforms like this channel exist to keep the spotlight on corruption, even when mainstream media moves on. That's why we need you. If this video informed or angered you, don't just move on. Like this video so more people see it. Subscribe to stay updated on stories that matter. And comment below, do you think the Gauteng government will take real action this time? Or is this just more smoke and mirrors? South Africa can't afford another decade of unchecked corruption. It's time for real consequences, real transparency, and real change. Thanks for watching. See you next time.